It is hay baling day. That's exciting, but also nerve-wracking because if you watched, I've basically been talking about it for a while. We don't really know if the baler is gonna be 100% or not. Obviously, I rebuilt the thing over winter and put all new parts on. A lot of the things that a lot of you guys were commenting on was to loosen these bolts, you know, not super loose, but have them loose enough that the knotters can move around a little bit. So I need to do that because I do have those pretty tight. We put, like I said, a whole bunch of new parts on this thing. We definitely should have more than enough twine for just the baling we have to do today, because it is just this one end field, and I did that on purpose for the simple fact of, you know, testing the baler out, put a new bearing on. You know, we went through a lot, so I'm not gonna go over that now. If you do wanna see what all we did to the baler, be sure to check that series out, because that was a whole video series and playlist in itself, and it was a multi-part series. So what we're gonna do first is probably ted the hay just once more, because I did not get to do that yesterday. We cut this Tuesday, so today's Friday. I'm pretty certain it's dry. I did not go out here and check it yet. It definitely smells like hay. Oh, that's really good, Russell. Very good. That really sounds nice. Kind of cracks. We have a moisture tester too that I can check it with. But we're gonna ted it just to, you know, if there is any moisture underneath. And I gotta get the rake ready, just grease over that stuff. And then I have to grease the entire baler because we did not do that when we originally brought it out of the shop. So I need to do that. But I think in the meantime, we're gonna just ted the field quick just to get that hay fluffed up. And we could potentially, you know, just rake it anyway the way it is. We wouldn't have to ted it, but I'm thinking it might be a little beneficial to do it that way. It's a little breezy. So that'll give us some time. And we also, in the meantime, have the hay wagon over here, which if you missed that, be sure to check that build series out, because we completely rebuilt an old abandoned hay wagon. So, and then we have this other one here, but this is grass from the yard. We had this mounted up and we were using it actually for hay. So you can dry your yard clippings and use it for hay, for rabbits, but the rest of this stuff's kind of junky. So we're gonna take this up to the chickens and they're gonna have a lot of fun scratching through all that. If you have not subscribed to the channel at this point and you are a returning viewer, please do me a huge favor and subscribe to the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. And if you don't want to, you don't have to, but it definitely helps the channel out, helps us get noticed. So I'd really appreciate it. I wonder how terrible my backing skills are gonna be trying to get this thing backed out the door. I'm not very confident. I'm not gonna lie, I impressed myself on that one. If you remember when we finished the hay wagon, the running beams were super close. I ended up cutting them off. And I cut squares. And I cut squares back behind these tires too. Now, you can turn this thing max, however, the tires end up hitting the frame. So, you still can't spin this thing around on a dime, but it's definitely not going to hit here anymore, so that's a plus. We can turn it a little bit sharper, but you're not gonna, again, you can't, you know, spin it around in a freaking really really tight circle. So I'll get this unloaded, hook up the hay rake, get that greased, and bring the baler around and get that greased. Now, this was already used a little bit this year, ran around and everything was fine, but I'm gonna go over it and grease it anyway. Rake is greased, ready to go. I need to get moving because I just have this bad feeling that the baler's not gonna work right, and it's already 5 o'clock, so we only have a couple hours. Oh, I'm getting more nervous as the time gets closer. Gotta grease everything, loosen the knotters, put on the extra tongue for the wagon, the extra chute, get all that stuff mounted. It is raked, as you've seen. Oh, I'm nervous. I just hope, because they want rain tomorrow, so I'm really just praying that this thing works. Well, I really wish the edge of the wagon was up here. Problem being, the last guy that had that somehow bent the crap out of that, and there is no way you're getting it past to get into this second or third hole there. And that's all it would need, really. Another 6 inches. This is the hole I would probably need, is the last one, to bring that up, and the edge of the wagon would be right here. Because ultimately, for me to try and bale myself, I need that wagon up here so it keeps pushing the bales. Now, it probably will push them where it is, because till they start to fall off, you know, they're going to be up in here and they'll probably fall on the wagon anyway. As I really don't want to have to go back through and pick everything up. Maybe till the next time we bale, I can figure out somehow to bend that back. I doubt it, but I don't know. I did manage to loosen those nuts, so we should be pretty good with that. I'm just really hoping that everything works out. I just have to grease it yet and prep the twine and tie that around so the first bale can come in. If I didn't say it already, I'm nervous. I know this is the wrong time to be doing this. This should have been hooked to the tractor and ran a long time ago. But I'm gonna do a dry run and just test run it right now with nothing in it and make sure everything sounds smooth, sounds okay. Did I say I'm nervous? I'm nervous. Well, everything sounded okay. I guess to the field we go. Now the first bale may not come out right because it's the first bale. I don't know, we'll see. Oh, here we go. Well, like I said, the first one is gonna be crap, but here we got one. I definitely need to up the bale tension a little bit because that's a little loose, definitely loose. So we need to up the tension. So far, so good. Well, here we are again. Not releasing the knot. Cannot understand. It's got to be an adjustment, but this makes things take twice as long. And now I got to pull all this hay out, re-bale it, and start all over. I'm getting fed up. Day 2, we finished baling. It took way too long. It took a lot longer than it should have. Number one thing I seen with this, we need to put some boards along here. I got some spray, textured paint, because this stuff is extremely slippy. So we got to do something about that. Still need to figure out something with the baler. The baler, if you're standing from the back, the right side, it's not releasing the knot off the bill hook. Left side didn't have an issue with. We got about 20 bales-ish, roughly. So really nice stuff. It smells amazing. It's super nice, but again, I would have been able to bale that a lot faster if it were not for that bill hook. And at the one time it didn't tie any. We had a whole mess of just loose hay in here. And I don't know, I got to pull this apart and see what's going on. Maybe it's the sweep, maybe it's the knife. I don't know, but it's really getting annoying. So I don't know. Hopefully, I'm hoping this week we can cut some more, but I don't want to go around cutting all the fields and then the baler don't work right. Because If it doesn't work right, then it takes literally 2 to 3 times as long just to bale one field, because you got to go back and forth and cut all the twine off, and it's a joke. Anyway, that's gonna do it. It wasn't necessarily a huge fail, but it could have been a lot better. So we're gonna try and fine tune that, tweak that a little bit, and hopefully by the next time we bale, hopefully I have something else figured out that it works a lot better. So be sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.